I used to believe betrayal only happened in stories, something dramatic, exaggerated, unreal. That belief died on the night I lost both the women I trusted most. My fiancée Aylin was my future. My childhood crush Sarah was my past. And together, they became my ruin. The night it happened, the city glowed outside the restaurant windows. All glass and gold and lies. I stood near the entrance, adjusting my tie, rehearsing the words I'd practiced for weeks. After the engagement party, we'll finally start planning our life. I smiled to myself. I was nervous, but happy. Then I heard laughter. Not just any laughter. Her laughter. I turned. Aylin sat at a corner table, my fiancée, her fingers entwined with another man's. Across from her sat Sarah, my childhood crush, leaning close, whispering something into his ear like a shared secret. And between them, MC, my best friend, the man I trusted with my business ideas, the man who called me brother. The world tilted. I stood frozen as MC raised his glass. To new beginnings, he said confidently. Aylin smiled at him, the smile she used to give me. Sarah laughed, resting her chin on her palm, watching him like he was the center of the universe. I walked toward them before I could stop myself. Aylin, I said quietly. Her smile faltered. Just for a second. Oh, she said, standing up slowly. You're early. Early. I looked at MC. What is this? He didn't even stand. Just leaned back, relaxed, victorious. I was going to tell you, he said. Eventually. Sarah crossed her arms. Don't act surprised. You were always boring. The word hit harder than a slap. Aylin sighed like I was the problem. You're kind, stable, predictable, she said. But MC has ambition, power, a future. And love? I asked. She didn't answer. MC stood now, placing an arm around her waist. She chose me, he said. Both of them did. Sarah stepped closer, eyes cold. You were never the main character. Just the safe option. The restaurant noise faded. My chest felt hollow, like something essential had been ripped out. So that's it? I asked. Years of trust, friendship, love gone? Aylin looked away. It's better this way. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because something inside me broke cleanly. I walked out without another word. That night, rain poured like the city itself was mourning me. I wandered until my feet hurt, until my phone buzzed with messages I didn't read. Then a black luxury car stopped beside me. The window rolled down. Inside sat a woman with silver eyes, jet black hair, and a smile that was far too calm for a stranger. I've been watching you, she said softly. Men like you don't break. They evolve. Who are you? I asked. She opened the door. My name is Luna, she said. And if you're willing to marry me, I'll give you everything they stole. There was something dangerous in her gaze. Something obsessive. Something devoted. I should have run. Instead, I got in. Because that night the man they betrayed died, and the man who would become the husband of a Yandere Heiress was born. Chapter 2. The Heiress Who Chose Me. The car door closed behind me with a soft, final click. Rain slid down the tinted windows like the world outside was dissolving. Inside, everything was quiet, too quiet. Leather seats, faint jasmine perfume, and the steady hum of power beneath silence. I finally looked at her properly. Luna sat with perfect posture, hands folded neatly in her lap. Her silver eyes reflected the city lights, sharp and observant, like she had already dissected my soul and found it acceptable. You didn't even ask where we're going, she said calmly. I don't care, I replied. Anywhere is better than tonight. A small smile curved her lips. That's good, she said. Because from now on your life won't belong to chance anymore. The car began moving. I watched buildings blur past. You said you've been watching me. Yes. No hesitation, no shame. For how long? I asked. Since the day MC tried to steal your startup idea, she answered softly. My head snapped toward her. You know about that? She tilted her head slightly. I know everything about you. The words should have terrified me. Instead, they grounded me. She continued, voice steady. You created the framework. You pitched it first. He copied it, rushed connections, and used your kindness against you. I clenched my fists. Then why didn't I win? Because you don't like stepping on people, she said. And because you were surrounded by traitors. Silence settled between us again. The car stopped at a private elevator entrance of a towering skyscraper. No sign, no crowd. just power disguised as simplicity. Inside the penthouse, floor-to-ceiling windows revealed the entire city kneeling beneath us. "This is where I live," Luna said. I exhaled slowly. "You're rich." She laughed, soft, amused. "No, I'm dangerous." She walked toward the window, hands clasped behind her back. "My family owns half the venture capital firms. MC begged to pitch to," she continued. "Hospitals, pharmaceutical chains, media." My stomach tightened. "Your fiancé left you for his ambition," Luna said calmly. "Your childhood crush betrayed you because she wanted status." She turned, eyes locking onto mine. "I want loyalty," I swallowed. "And marriage gives you that?" "It gives me you," she said. She stepped closer. Too close. I could see the fine detail in her eyes, the intensity beneath calm perfection. "I don't share what's mine," she whispered. "I don't forgive betrayal. And I never choose twice." Her hand reached out and straightened my rain-soaked collar. "Marry me," Luna said, "and I'll erase every version of you they ever looked down on." My chest tightened. "Why me?" I asked quietly. Her fingers paused. "Because you stayed kind even when the world rewarded cruelty," she said. "And because men like you, once broken, become unstoppable." She leaned in, forehead almost touching mine. "And if anyone ever hurts you again," she added softly, "I'll destroy them." That was the moment I understood. This woman wasn't saving me. She was claiming me, and strangely, I didn't resist. Chapter 3 when they heard my name again. The news broke quietly. No headlines. No announcements. Just a single photograph circulating among elite circles. Luna Ashford, sole heiress of the Ashford Consortium, engaged, and standing beside her, me. I didn't see it at first. I was still adjusting to the surreal calm of Luna's penthouse, the way staff bowed without question, the way doors opened before we reached them, the way my opinions were asked for instead of dismissed. It was Luna who showed me. She slid her tablet across the marble table while I drank my coffee. "Your name is trending," she said casually. I frowned. "That's impossible." She raised an eyebrow. "In our world, not everything trends publicly." On the screen was a private investor forum. One MC used obsessively. "Who is he? Why is Ashford backing a nobody? Is this a political marriage?" And then I saw it. My name, my face, my past rewritten. He's the original architect of Project Helix. He walked away after internal betrayal. Ashford doesn't choose weak men. My fingers trembled slightly. "They're rewriting history," I whispered. "No," Luna corrected softly. "They're finally reading the truth." She leaned back, crossing her legs with effortless dominance. "Now watch this." She tapped the screen again. A message notification popped up from a hospital board group. The name at the top froze my blood. MC. He had sent a voice note. I pressed play. "Listen, I don't know who this guy is. But if Ashford's involved, there's a mistake. I was the one who built..." The message cut off. Luna smiled faintly. "He begged," she said. I muted him. Something twisted in my chest. Not pity, not satisfaction. Closure. "What about them?" I asked quietly. She knew who I meant. My ex-fiancé. My childhood crush. Luna swiped again. A social post appeared. My ex-fiancé had uploaded a picture from a luxury cafe, trying to look unbothered. The caption read, "Funny how people change once they taste power." But the comments told the real story. "Isn't that your ex with Ashford? Didn't you leave him for MC? Looks like you chose wrong." Her carefully crafted smile cracked in every reply. Then came the message, a private one. "From my childhood crush. Is it really you? We should talk. I think there's been a misunderstanding." I stared at the words. Years ago, I would have replied in seconds. No, I felt nothing. Luna watched my face closely, not jealous, not angry. Assessing. "Do you want to answer?" she asked. I shook my head. "No." Her lips curved, slow, satisfied. "Good." She stood and walked toward me, heels echoing softly against marble. "You see," she said, placing a hand on my shoulder, "power doesn't scream. It waits." She leaned closer, her voice a whisper meant only for me. "And the people who abandoned you?" Her fingers tightened slightly. "They always come back when it's too late." That evening, as city lights bled gold beneath the windows, I realized something terrifying and beautiful. I hadn't married a savior. I had married the storm. And somewhere across the city, two women who once chose someone else were staring at their screens. Realizing they had lost me forever, Chapter 4. The Night They Couldn't Look Away. The gala wasn't meant for people like me. Crystal chandeliers, black tie suits, women wrapped in diamonds that could buy cities. This was the world that once rejected me without hesitation. And tonight? I walked into it holding Luna Ashford's hand. The moment we stepped onto the red carpet, the air shifted. Cameras flashed. Conversations froze mid-sentence. Names were whispered like warnings. That's her! Ashford's heiress. Wait, who's the man with her? Luna didn't slow her pace. Her grip on my hand was firm, possessive, deliberate. You okay? She asked softly, eyes forward. I nodded. I've never felt calmer. She smiled. Not sweet, not kind. Dangerous. Inside, the ballroom glowed gold. CEOs, politicians, hospital directors, tech investors. Faces that once looked through me now turned fully toward me. Then I saw them. My ex-fiancée stood near the champagne table, dressed perfectly, arm linked with MC. She was laughing. Until her eyes met mine. The color drained from her face so fast it was almost cruel. Her fingers tightened around MC's arm. He followed her gaze and froze. His smile collapsed, because he recognized me, not as the man he replaced, but as the man standing beside Ashford. Impossible, he muttered. Luna stopped walking right in the center of the hall. She turned slightly toward me, her voice clear enough for those nearby to hear. Darling, she said, shall we greet the board? Silence. Then murmurs exploded. Board? Which board? Why would Ashford bring him? A hospital director rushed forward, sweat on his brow. Ms. Ashford, we weren't expecting... Luna cut him off with a raised finger. You were expecting my signature, she said coldly. And he has it. She placed her hand over my chest. Every eye followed. This, she continued, is my husband, and the majority shareholder of Ashford Medical Holdings. The room shattered. Gasps. Dropped glasses. Staggered steps backward. MC stumbled forward. That's a lie. Luna finally looked at him. Just once. You're dismissed, she said. Security appeared instantly. MC turned to me, eyes wide, voice shaking. You stole everything. I met his gaze calmly. No, I said. I built it. You just sat in the chair. My ex-fiancée stepped forward, tears breaking free. You never told me, she whispered. If I had known. I looked past her. Not at her. Past her. Luna leaned close to my ear. Say the word, she whispered, and I'll end them. I exhaled slowly. No, I said. Let them watch. And they did, as the band resumed playing, as investors lined up to shake my hand, as my name echoed through the room with respect instead of ridicule. That night, I didn't take revenge. I became untouchable, and that hurt them more than anything. Chapter 5. The heiress shows her fangs. By the time rumors spread through the city, it was already too late for them. My engagement to Aiko Kurogan, the cold, elegant heiress everyone feared, had become public. The same people who once laughed at me now whispered my name with unease. But what they didn't know was that Aiko wasn't just protecting me anymore. She was hunting. The downfall started with Rena, my childhood crush. Her company suddenly faced a brutal audit. Investors pulled out overnight. Her name trended online, tangled in scandals she swore she had nothing to do with. She ran to me in desperation. This isn't a coincidence, is it? She asked, tears streaming. Did she do this? Before I could answer, Aiko appeared behind me, heels clicking softly on the marble floor. I warned you, Aiko said calmly. You threw him away. I simply removed the ground beneath your feet. Rena collapsed, and I realized something terrifying. Aiko wasn't acting out of jealousy. She was acting out of devotion. Then came my ex-fiancée. Her family business, once proud, was crushed under a hostile takeover. Guess who owned the majority shares? Aiko. She invited my ex to dinner. I wasn't there, but I heard what she said. You broke his heart once. So I'll break your future slowly. That night I confronted Aiko. You don't have to do this for me, I said. I don't want revenge. She looked at me with those unreadable eyes, then smiled softly. I'm not doing this for revenge, she replied. I'm doing this because you're mine. For the first time I felt it clearly. This wasn't love the way I knew it. This was obsession, wrapped in loyalty. And somewhere deep inside, I wasn't sure if I wanted her to stop. Chapter 6. The night I realized I could never leave. I thought I understood Aiko Kurogane. I was wrong. The night everything changed began quietly. Too quietly. We were in her family estate outside the city, a vast, silent mansion wrapped in mist and moonlight. The kind of place where secrets didn't echo, they sank. Aiko stood at the balcony, her back to me, long black hair moving gently in the night wind. "Do you know why people fear my family?" she asked softly. I shook my head. She turned around, smiling. Not the dangerous smile she showed the world, but something colder, emptier. "Because once we decide something belongs to us, we never let go." That's when I noticed it. My phone, no signal, no notifications, no access. I looked up sharply. "Aiko, what did you do?" She walked toward me slowly, heels clicking like a countdown. "I protected you," she said. "From them. From the noise. From leaving." My chest tightened. "Leaving?" "Aiko, I was never planning to." She placed a finger on my lips. "I know," she whispered. "But people change. I don't allow that." That night I learned the truth. My former fiancé had fled the country. Rena's family had cut ties with her completely. Every bridge behind me burned. Carefully, legally, permanently. Aiko sat beside me on the bed, head resting lightly on my shoulder. "You're safe now," she said. "No one can hurt you. No one can take you." I should have been terrified. Instead, I felt something else. Relief. For the first time in years, I didn't need to prove anything. Didn't need to chase love. Didn't need to compete. Someone had chosen me so completely that escape wasn't even an option. And that scared me. Because part of me didn't want to escape at all. Aiko looked up at me, eyes glowing softly in the dark. "If you ever try to leave," she said gently, "I'll follow you to the ends of the world." She smiled. "But don't worry. You won't want to." That night, as I held her, I realized the truth. I didn't marry a Yandere Heiress. I married fate with teeth. And once it bites, it never lets go. Chapter 7. The Wedding That Made the World Tremble. Final chapter. The world didn't know my name, but it feared hers. The Kurogane wedding was not announced. It was declared. No invitations, only summons. CEOs, politicians, media giants, and corporate titans arrived. At the mountain estate under private security and silent helicopters. Every guest understood one thing. This wasn't a celebration. It was a statement. I stood at the altar in a black tailored suit, hands steady, heart strangely calm. The boy who had once begged for loyalty was gone. In his place stood a man chosen by power itself. The doors opened. Aiko Kurogane walked in. White kimono embroidered with crimson spider lilies. Eyes sharp, smile soft. Beautiful enough to make people forget how dangerous she was. Every whisper died. She stopped in front of me and whispered, "See, I told you. You belong here." The vows were short, not promises, declarations. "I choose you," Aiko said, voice clear and unshaking. "Not because I need you, but because the world tried to break you and failed." When it was my turn, I looked at her. Truly looked, the woman who destroyed my enemies without raising her voice. The woman who loved so fiercely it bordered on madness. And I realized something terrifying. No one had ever stood beside me like this. "I choose you," I said, "because when everyone betrayed me, you never hesitated." She smiled, satisfied. As the rings touched, the screens around the hall lit up. A live broadcast. My former fiancé appeared, tearful, ruined, begging. Rena's family shares? Transferred. Their empire? Absorbed. The Yandere Heiress had waited until the wedding to deliver the final blow. Aiko leaned close and whispered, "I wanted them to remember this day forever." That night, fireworks painted the sky red and gold. The world called it a power marriage. The media called it unholy. My enemies called it the end. In the quiet of our private chamber, Aiko rested her head on my chest. "Are you afraid of me now?" she asked softly. I kissed her forehead. "No," I said. "I'm afraid of a world without you." She laughed, light, satisfied. Her arms tightened around me. "Good," she whispered, "because you're mine. Forever." And in that moment, I understood the final truth. I wasn't rescued. I wasn't trapped. I was chosen by a woman who would burn the world before letting it take me again.